This is a song called The Lost Boy. This is a song called The Lost Boy. I have a really long story about this song, but do we have time? Well, it all started back in 1983. No, I read a book by Dave Eggers called What is the What? Has anybody read that book? Great. This story is going to go fantastic. It's a true story about a Sudanese refugee called Valentino Achek Deng. It's about him when there was a civil war in Sudan, he had to flee to Ethiopia to a refugee camp where he lived for a long, long time. And then he finally made it to Atlanta, Georgia, of all places, on a program that brought him over here. And he ended up being subject to a lot of racism. And the whole story is like this jumping back and forth of him in Sudan and him in Atlanta, and it's this whole thing. Anyway, at the end of the book, I was just devastated. So I wrote a song called The Lost Boy. And I wrote it in a few minutes. It kind of just came into my head. I wrote it in 15, 20 minutes while I was in bed one night. And I woke up the next day and recorded it in my apartment. Sent it to this guy that I knew in Holland who works for the Red Cross. I thought, maybe he'll enjoy this song. I told him the story. So then he wrote me back immediately and was like, oh, my God, I love this song. I want to use it for this charity campaign that we have here in Holland. It's a Christmas charity campaign. So, of course, I said yes. It was many, many years ago, and I didn't know what that meant. But he played it on the radio, and it went to #1 in Holland, which was so crazy. In like 4 days. It was so crazy. I was watching this all unfold on live stream. I'm seeing like all these thousands of people listening to this song in this huge outdoor area. And so he called me and he's like, you have to come to Holland now. I'm like, I don't have any money. So I borrowed money from my mom. This is how long ago this was. Borrowed money from my mom so I could fly to Holland. And I flew to Holland and I played this song for the first time ever. I had the lyrics all spread out on the stage in front of 10,000 people and 11 million people on national television. I was like, oh, fuck. But it was #1 at Christmas, and then it was the coolest experience of my life. And then I got home, and I got an email from Dave Eggers, my favorite writer, saying he'd heard about the song. And so I got to have lunch with him one day, which was a trippy experience. And then about a year after that, he invited me to a dinner in Los Angeles with the guy that I wrote the song about, which was just so full circle and amazing. And he's like, oh, you're the guy that wrote the song about me. I was like, tears, just so crazy. And then they used it on a show called Sons of Anarchy about a fictional motorcycle character, which people now think that's what it's about. This is not about Opie, guys. As much as I wish it was. Told you it was a long story. It went so long, my guitar went out of tune. Thirsty. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Oh. I left my home still as a child. I walked 1,000 sorry miles to wait for my father to gather up his tools. He said, my boy, you gotta run. Don't wait for me, don't wait for mom. We'll come get you when it's safe for us to move. So I waited many years, held back the pain behind my tears, for my father to come find me like he said. And in that time I was alone, so many years without my home. I made brothers of a different kind instead. And at the time I didn't know just how hard the wind could blow towards disaster and the things that I would see. I never found my father, I never found my mother either, but I know that in my lifetime I will be a hero to the masses, to those born without chances. There's a freedom that everyone deserves. I know there's greed and there's corruption. I've seen death and mass destruction, but I'm telling you, and I hope that I am heard, I will not be commanded. I will not be controlled. And I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. I will not be commanded. I will not be controlled. And I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. Start learning these lyrics. I'm asking you to sing. I will not be commanded. I will not be controlled. And I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. I will not be commanded. I will not be controlled. And I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. I will not be commanded. I will not be controlled. And I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. One more time. I will not be commanded. I will not be controlled. And I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. Thank you so much.
Yeah, keep it going for Greg Holden. Greg, Clayton, you guys sound fantastic. The new album is On a Lighter Note. You can find it on his website. The podcast is called Dropped. He's called Greg Holden, everybody.